Alex Volkanovski has made it very clear who he wants next, Movsar Evloev. In a recent interview, Volk said he's pretty certain the next title defense should be against the undefeated #1 contender. He questioned how many times the UFC can keep avoiding matching him with the top-ranked fighter. Volk also addressed the hype around Jean Silva, saying Silva still has a lot to prove before he deserves a title shot. He pointed out that the Brazilian lost to Diego Lopes, the same guy Volk has beaten twice, and said that if he fights and beats him, only for Silva to then lose to fighters like Movsar or Lerone Murphy, people will look back and wonder why that fight even happened. Movsar is now 10-0 in the UFC, and even though all those wins came by decision, his resume at featherweight is extremely impressive, including victories over Aljamain Sterling, Arnold Allen, Diego Lopes, and most recently, Lerone Murphy. It's very hard to overlook that level of consistency against top competition. Alright, let's hear what Volk had to say.
You know, people are going to throw Silva. I don't even know how people have really thrown that out. I'm quite certain it's Movsar. Obviously, the UFC, you never know.
What happens if they push Silva too? Is there a chance that happens instead?
Everyone knows what type of champion I am. I just don't know how many times can I just keep not fighting the #1 contender? He was a #1 contender, he was already #1 contender, just fought #3. Both of them guys were in front of everyone else pretty much. Diego Lopes, he's #2. So, but I just fought him twice. So these are the two top guys, and they had to face each other, and then you did have a winner. Yeah, so it's obviously clearly going to be Movsar. You know, everyone knows I'm a pretty easy champ to understand, and I will fight the best. But you know, it's going to come to a point where it's like, what are we doing here? I'm very confident I beat all these guys: Silva, Lerone Murphy, Movsar, all of them.
Movsar Evloev just shut down big rumors. There was never any ultimatum from the UFC telling him not to wrestle in his fight against Murphy, and he was never threatened with being cut if he didn't take the fight. He said it was a 5-round fight, so there was plenty of time to wrestle, but once he started exchanging with Murphy, he simply didn't feel any danger from him at all. Evloev also responded to Aljamain Sterling's comments about Murphy being robbed on the scorecards. He finds it funny that Sterling is overly friendly and supportive in person, constantly telling him he should be fighting for the belt, but then criticizes him online. Movsar admitted the fight was close, but strongly disagreed that it could have been a draw. He pointed to his 9 takedowns, top control, ground and pound, and overall damage, saying he dominated almost every aspect of the fight. Evloev said he's ready for Alexander Volkanovski in May and would even be open to fighting him on the White House card if the UFC makes it happen. He ended by saying nothing in this sport surprises him anymore, and he hopes there will be more reasons to smile going forward. Let's roll the clip of Movsar's interview.
There was no ultimatum from the UFC about not wrestling, and there never was. People also said I fought because I was told I'd get cut otherwise. That's not true either. It was a 5-round fight, so there was always going to be time to wrestle. But once I started exchanging with him, I didn't feel any danger from him at all. I saw what Aljamain Sterling posted, but honestly, I don't react to his words. Every time I see him in Vegas at the PI, he's very friendly, almost overly respectful, always saying I should be fighting for the belt and asking why I'm not getting a title shot. But then, online, it feels like a completely different person. The fight was close, sure, but saying I could have lost shows a lack of understanding. Just because the number of strikes was similar doesn't make it a draw. I did much more damage. I had top control, ground and pound, and 9 takedowns, things he didn't have at all. He had some striking attempts, but he didn't do any real damage to me and had no success in wrestling or on the ground. I also controlled the center more. Looking at everything, I believe I won almost every aspect, including the striking, even if the difference there wasn't huge.
Dana White finally addressed the Jon Jones negotiations drama and the accusations that he lied about Jones never being considered for the White House card. In a recent appearance, Dana said the matchmakers did speak with the former champ, but only to get his terms and numbers in case something fell through on the card. He explained they wanted to know exactly what it would take to book Jones as a last-minute replacement if needed. Dana emphasized that he left the door open for Jon as a backup option, but made it clear he was never part of the original plan for the 6-fight White House event. This comes after Jones publicly expressed frustration, claiming the UFC lowballed him and never seriously considered his financial demands. Dana pushed back, saying the conversations were simply contingency planning, not an official offer or promise. The back and forth has only added more fuel to the ongoing tension between Jon and the UFC, especially with Jones recently asking to be released from his contract. For now, Dana insists Bones was never locked in for the White House show. Let's dive into what Dana had to say.
There's been a lot of talk about that the card wasn't good enough. We never even proposed the card to him. That's all bullshit. We never even proposed the card to them. what we wanted to do, we want to blow the doors off the place. We want, people to be excited. So in a couple of fights that we wanted to line up, they weren't ready to go.
Have you talked to him about being on that fight card?
No, I haven't, but it doesn't mean that the matchmakers haven't. They might have, I don't know. Fights fall off left and right, so if he wants to, and the guys can get him in, we'll do it.
Jiri Prochazka just sent a direct warning to Carlos Ulberg ahead of their vacant light heavyweight title fight. In a recent interview, Jiri said he will stop Ulberg and take the belt. He acknowledged that the two met 2 years ago and everything went well back then, but noted that Carlos has been making fun of him on social media lately. He said he doesn't care about the trash talk and is fully focused on the fight. He gave Ulberg credit, calling him a good fighter and a great striker, but made a promise to fans that he will finish him. This comes after Yuri's impressive comeback victory over Khalil Roundtree, where Roundtree was actually winning the early rounds with his striking until Prochazka broke him down with relentless pressure, volume, and physicality later in the fight. The vacant light heavyweight title is on the line after Alex Pereira vacated the belt to move up to heavyweight, and this matchup is shaping up to be a high-level striker versus striker battle with massive implications for the 205-pound division. Ulberg enters on a strong win streak while Jiri is looking to reclaim the throne he once held. Let's roll the clip.
Great striker, very systematic style of a high-level stand-up guy, and I spoke about him with many people, and I already met him in Australia last year, or 224. Yeah, 224. I met him in Australia. It was really nice, really humble, everything good, and And then I saw some videos. He made a fan of me in some videos, and I don't care. He's a fighter. He's a good fighter. He have win streak. I'm going to stop him. I'm going to win the belt. That's all. That's all what I will do.
Jack Della Maddalena's coach just revealed the first words Jack said after his loss to Islam Makhachev. According to his coach, one of the very first things Jack told him in the locker room was that he wants an immediate rematch for the belt. Coach says Jack wasn't hoping someone else would beat Islam so he could fight the winner. He was very adamant that he wants to run it back with Makhachev himself. His coach added that the team is actually hoping Islam keeps winning and defending the title so they can get another shot at him down the line. This comes as Maddalena is set to return against Carlos Prates in his next fight, though it would take a serious win streak for Jack Della Maddalena to earn a rematch with Islam, especially considering how one-sided their first fight was. The focus now shifts to how he responds. Bouncing back the right way with strong performances could quickly put him back in the conversation. That's it from MMA Psycho. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA news.